Welcome to our December news recap for all Pink Floyd related news, brought to you by Pink Floyd Collectors. Described as an early Christmas present, Nick Mason has posted some Italian dates for 2024. In total, it's 6 dates, starting off in Milan on the 18th of July. So great news indeed, and of course the hope is that there will be more dates added soon. This month saw the release of the special edition Atom Heart Mother. This was back on the 8th of December. We did discuss this on a previous news update, but it's basically a reissue from 2021 of the Japan release, which was billed as a 50-year anniversary. It's a lovely set, all in a 7-inch housing. Definitely one for collectors and general fans of the album, but it's out now in all shops and available online. Another Christmas present from Pink Floyd to the fans was the addition of 1973 bootlegs across all streaming sites. This is basically Pink Floyd securing their copyright for the next 50 years. So they'll be up for probably between 1 month and 6 weeks, and then they'll be removed. This has happened the last couple of years, and it's just a way of them taking ownership of the items, and then perhaps they will come out in a future format. But it just gives them the copyright option. The quality on these varies from very good to poor, but they're certainly worth checking out if you've got time. So that's live shows from Pink Floyd in 1973, available across all their streaming sites. December the 9th saw Roger Waters play his last live show. This was concluding the This Is Not a Drill tour. The last date took place in Ecuador in South America. There are still rumours that the tour may continue into 2024, but nothing's been announced so far. Roger Waters has confirmed he's working on a new album titled The Bar, also a song that featured in the tour in 2 parts. Towards the end of this month, Roger Waters did add a new song, or certainly a sample of a new song that he's working on. It's called Under the Rubble, and is obviously Roger's reaction to some of the scenes we're seeing from Gaza and also, of course, in Ukraine. Roger Waters has also confirmed his memoirs will be published next year. So if that keeps on track and to timetable, that should be released in 2024 with maybe some talking dates, who knows. Polly Sampson, David Gilmour's wife and lyricist with Pink Floyd, has continued to update her social media profiles with photos of David Gilmour in the studio with a band around him recording. So this is obviously fueling speculation that David Gilmour will release new material in 2024. It's more like a David Gilmour solo project, but the hope is a new album and a tour in 2024. So fingers crossed. Some sad news. Jim Ladd passed away on the 17th of December, aged 75. Jim was known for his freeform radio throughout the 70s and interviewed all members of Pink Floyd, maybe except for Rick Wright, but certainly Nick, David and Roger. And he actually grew quite good friends with Roger and was invited on the tour, the Radio Chaos tour in 1987. He also features on the album. His voice is sampled and used as the DJ in The Unfolding Story. A sad loss, and one that Roger has responded to on his social media. So yeah, rest in peace, Jim. Due for release in January 2024 is a book from Phil Manzanero titled Revolution to Roxy. So Phil has, of course, worked closely with David Gilmour and Pink Floyd back in 1987 in terms of co-writing the song One Slip on A Momentary Lapse of Reason. It does come in various formats, but interestingly for collectors, there is a special copy which will include an autograph and some collectibles, and that's available at awaywithmedia.com. Again, the book is titled Revolution to Roxy, but Revolution spelled Revolution. I will put a link in this video's description so you can find it there. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great read, and certainly with some Pink Floyd / David Gilmour content. This month has seen another edition over at our favourite podcast, Brain Damage, the definitive Pink Floyd radio show. It's Toronto 1973. So again, going back to those bootlegs we mentioned earlier, this was one of the better recordings. Famously titled Yeeshkul, because a fan keeps on shouting out the word and no one ever really knows what the word means. But it's a good recording, and certainly if you're interested in how Pink Floyd sounded live, back in 1973, just after The Dark Side of the Moon had come out. The set kicks off with Echoes, a fantastic version, obviously a few years after the original came out, so it had been tweaked a little bit, worked on, but sounds amazing. Check that out at floydpodcast.com. Another podcast to draw your attention to is Fingles Cave. It's actually available on YouTube too, so you get a bit more of interaction there. But the guest was Rosemary Breen, who is, of course, Syd Barrett's sister. So she comes in and talks to Ian, and it's actually a fantastic interview. She's very honest. She talks how she felt about back when Syd was getting famous with Pink Floyd, how she could almost see that it wasn't sitting comfortably with him. But it's a fantastic listen, and if you are interested in the early Pink Floyd story and Syd turning away from the band, maybe some madness involved, mental issues, but it's a great listen, and obviously coming from someone who was so close, certainly check out Fingles Cave. They do have other episodes that have been added since then. Colin Turner, who runs the fantastic pinkfloyds.com, he's also featured there, and Charles Betterham's, a big collector from the Netherlands. So check that out. An update for Pink Floyd collectors who are interested in the little trinkets you get across the internet. Abbey Road Studios, who have teamed up with Pink Floyd. So this is official merchandise. They've actually now added a key ring to their shop goods. So that joins editions that were added early in the year. But now you've got things like guitar straps, hats. So this is a correlation between the 50th anniversary and the album being recorded at Abbey Road, which was, of course, in 71, late 71, 72. But yeah, that's a nice keyring available in gold. It's £12 with worldwide shipping. So check that out at abbeyroad.com. That concludes our monthly roundup of any Pink Floyd news that happened in December. We did jump over November. There was just nothing happening. But thanks for all the messages. This is something we will try and do monthly, but we do rely on some inbound news, as it were. But Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you had a good Christmas, and let's hope for big things in 2024.